بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على عبده ورسوله الأمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are still discussing the hadiths and the concept of the prostration of sahu, the prostration of forgetfulness. And this is part of the things that we must master and learn, because this happens in our daily lives so many times. And usually, one of the funny things that I usually use is this. When someone starts to speak to me about what is permitted and what's not permitted in Islam, and about that this is barbaric or this is so and so among the Muslims. So I say, Akhi, do you know when to prostrate before salam or after salam? He says, no. So subhanallah, you don't have the basics of knowledge, and you're talking about things and issues. If it were on the time of Umar, he would have collected, may Allah be pleased with him, those who have attended Badr battle to consult them. And you're just out of the tip of your head, you say it's halal or it's haram. No, this is not permissible. Hadith number 105.
Abdullah ibn Buhayna reported, Raziallahu anhu, the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam prayed Zohar prayer and then got up in the first two rak'ah and did not sit, and the people stood up along with him. When he finished the prayer and we expected him to pronounce the salam, he said, Allahu Akbar, while sitting, and made two prostrations before salam and then pronounced the final salam.
Okay, very well. The hadith of Abdullah ibn Buhayna is in regard to an incident where the Prophet ﷺ did not sit for the first tashahhud, and they all followed the Prophet ﷺ. He offered the forgetfulness prostration before salam. So now we have this issue and we have that. And as I stated before, we have hadith of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri, may Allah be pleased with him, where the Prophet says, if some of you pray and is unable to determine what he prayed, he should cast away the doubt and follow what is certain, and then prostrate for forgetfulness after the salam. So adding to that, the hadith of Abdullah ibn Mas'ud, when the Prophet prayed 5 rak'ahs, offered the prostration of forgetfulness after salam. From these hadiths, the scholars have came up with when to pray or to offer sujood al-sahw before salam and when to offer them after salam. If you master these, if you know them and understand them, you will find it very easy, inshallah, to know when to do that. Remember, we said that the prostration of sahw, of forgetfulness, is done either if you subtract, you miss something, or you add, or you are in doubt. And when you are in doubt, this is divided into two parts. A doubt that you're completely blinded. I do not know if it's 2 or 3 rak'ahs that I've prayed. Don't you have a gut feeling? Wallahi, not at all. I'm completely blinded. I don't know. I don't remember. Nothing that reminds you, nothing. So this is one section of doubt. The other section is when my doubt has a hint. I don't know if I prayed 2 or 3. Most likely it's 2, or most likely it's 3. I don't know if I prostrated the second prostration in the first rak'ah. Most likely I did, most likely I didn't. So this is a form of doubt that has determining factors. The first one is a doubt that has no determining factors at all, and I'm blinded. So now we have 4 cases. 2 of them we prostrate before salam, and 2 of them we prostrate after salam. So let us look at prostration before salam. Scholars say, if you forgot to pray something that is mandatory, then this is a deduction. You took something out of prayer, which means that you must offer the prostration of forgetfulness before salam. Example please, the hadith of Abdullah ibn Buhayna. 4 rak'ah prayers, the Prophet forgot a mandatory act in prayer, which is the first tashahhud. Instead of sitting for the tashahhud, he stood up to the 3rd rak'ah. Subhanallah, subhanallah. He did not go back. And before concluding his prayer with salam, after tashahhud, he offered 2 sujood of sahu. Can you give us other examples? I'll give you other examples. A person bowed, did not say Subhan Rabbil Azim, said Sami Allahu liman hamidah, hit his forehead. I forgot to say Subhan Rabbil Azim. What to do? Do I go back? You can't, because you move to the following pillar. How do you leave a pillar to go back to something that's mandatory? What to do? Khalas, it's gone. You have to prostrate, 2 prostration before salam. So this is number 1. What is it? When you leave out something that is mandatory. Number 2, of the section of praying or offering sujood al-sahu before salam is when I am in complete blindness, as in the hadith of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. I do not know whether I prayed 2 or 3. In this case, the Prophet tells you, alayhi salatu wassalam, throw out the doubt. Now what is the doubt? I prayed 2 rak'ahs. My problem is with the 2nd rak'ah or with the 3rd? 2 rak'ahs are certain. I'm sure that I've prayed 2 rak'ahs. My problem is with the 3rd. What should I do with this doubt? Cast it away. Consider yourself did not pray it. And pray 2 more rak'ahs and offer prostration of sahu before salam. Can you give us another example? I'll give you another example. I am in my sujood. After I said Allahu Akbar, was this my first or my second? I have no idea. At all? I don't know. I'm lost. What should I do? Cast the doubt. What is the doubt? Is this my first or second? Definitely, first is certain. Second is doubt. Cast it out and offer sujood. And offer prostration of forgetfulness before salam. So these are the 2 cases. When I leave something that I cannot go back to, mandatory acts, and when I am in doubt and I cannot determine whether this doubt is probable or not. No, it's doubt. We move on to the 3rd and 4th case, where we offer sujood al-sahu after. The first one, which is the 3rd, the first case is when I add to my prayer. Sheikh, what do you mean add to your prayer? Akhi, in 4 prayers, rak'ah, how many times I make ruku'? 4. How many times I make sujood? 8. How many times I make salam? Once. Right? Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. It's once. If I add anything to the prayer, which you know now, this means that I have to offer prostration after tashahhud. Example, Sheikh. 4 rak'ahs, I stood up for the 5th. And I finished my 5th. And I sat for the tashahhud, then I remembered. What to do? I don't have an eraser. I can't erase it. Then I offer salam, offer 2 prostration of forgetfulness, and offer salam once again. Another example, Sheikh. I'll give you another example for free. The hadith of Abu Hurairah, the hadith of Dhul Yadayn. The Prophet ﷺ prostrated after the salam. Why? Why do you think? Anybody has an answer? You don't have an answer, I'll tell you. Apparently the hadith, the Prophet should have prostrated before salam. Why? Because he left 2 rak'ahs. But actually at the conclusion, you will find that the Prophet prayed the 4 rak'ahs when he was reminded. Yet he added a salam in the first 2 rak'ahs. And this is what the error was. After he finished the 2nd rak'ah, He thought that the prayer finished with Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, assalamu alaikum, and went. When they told him, he came down, prayed the 2 rak'ahs, offered tashahhud, offered salam. What did he add? The first 2 salams. And that is why he must offer the prostration of forgetfulness after the salam. But Shaykh, what happens if I leave and drop a pillar while I'm praying and I remember during my prayer? I'll give you an example. I prayed the first rak'ah, bowed, lifted my head, made 1 sajda, and stood up for the 2nd rak'ah. Finished the 3rd rak'ah, finished the 4th rak'ah. In the 4th rak'ah, and I said, oops, the first rak'ah, there is 1 sajda left. What to do? The most authentic opinion, without going into details with you, they would consider that because I have passed the location of the 2nd prostration, the first rak'ah is be void, and my 2nd and 3rd would be my 1st and 2nd, and the 3rd rak'ah I'm in, which is the 4th now, would be considered my 3rd. So I pray 1 rak'ah, offer tashahhud, salam, prostrate, and offer salam again. Confusing? Yes, it is. We have a break, and I'll inshallah go through it once again after the break, so stay tuned. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the confusion of sujood al-sahw. No confusion at all. The first 2 parts is before salam. We've mentioned if you subtract something and you cannot go back to it, like the mandatory things, you cannot go back to it. Khalas, it's done. Or you are in confusion, blind doubt. You do not know whether you did or you did not. You cast the doubt away. The 3rd case, which is after the salam, is when you add something. And we said that whenever you add something to the prayer that is not considered to be from it, you have to prostrate after salam. As in the case if someone offers salam after the 1st rak'ah, or 2nd rak'ah, or 3rd rak'ah, the prayer is not concluded, so he has to finish his prayer and offer the prostration of forgetfulness after the salam. Why? Because he added to it. If a person prostrates for the 3rd time in the 1st rak'ah, and then this is an extra, what should I do? Continue your prayer, offer the sujood of prostration after the salam. Now, I left something in the 1st rak'ah, 1 sujood. I only offered 1 sujood. The 2nd one I didn't. I stood up immediately. Scholars say, if I remember before reaching the 2nd sujood of the 2nd rak'ah or the following rak'ah, I should immediately sit down. I'll give an example. I made 1 sujood, I stood up for the 2nd rak'ah. While in the 2nd rak'ah, I remember, oops, oopsie daisy, I made a mistake. What to do? Immediately, I fall on my knees for the first sitting between the 2 prostrations, because this is something I left, right? After the first prostration, I stood up, which means that I left sitting between the prostrations, the 2nd prostration. So when I remembered in the 2nd rak'ah, I immediately went to it, and I continue my prayer normally. If I did not remember, except after finishing the 2nd rak'ah with 2 sujood in it, scholars say the first one is void, and I consider the one that I completed, which is the 2nd, to be my first, and I continue praying like this. Example, a man forgot to prostrate the 2nd prostration in the 1st rak'ah and only remembered before salam. What to do? What do you think? What to do? Yes. Microphone.
So his first rak'ah is invalid, and he has to complete that rak'ah and perform the sahw, because he has before taslim.
Meaning that he has to go and stand up and pray 1 more rak'ah. The man prayed 4 rak'ahs and he's in the tashahhud position, but he remembered while in his tashahhud position that the 2nd prostration of the 1st rak'ah was not performed. So what to do? Now his first is invalid, it's void. So the 2nd, 3rd and 4th are his first 3. He's in the tashahhud position, we tell him stand up, pray the 4th, offer tashahhud, offer salam, offer two prostration of forgetfulness, and offer salam again. Understood, inshallah? No confusion. Okay, we come to the fourth category, which is if I am in doubt, but I have a hint. I have things to help me determine. So, I am in my third rak'ah. Ya Allah, is this the second or third? No, most likely it is the third. How do you know? Because I usually give prostration in the second rak'ah and I say, oh Allah, pay off my debts, for example. And I remember saying this, so this means that this is my third rak'ah. I have a hint. In this case, the scholars say you have to work on your hint and complete your prayer as you have been able to determine, and offer the sujood after the salam. So the doubt here, I'm able to find a hint. The doubt in case number two, I'm blinded. I have no hint at all. I don't know, wallahi, two or three. I have no idea at all. In this case, I cast the doubt. Here, no, I work with what is most likely to have happened. These are the four types of sujood, or the two types of sujood shahw, but the four cases where you divide things all together. Now, there are a lot of questions, and therefore I'll open the floor for questions regarding sujood as-sahw only. Yes?
What if we are behind the imam and the imam does not make a mistake, but I feel that I have missed one sajda? For example, I understand that I missed one sajda.
Yeah.
So now what should I do? Should I do the ittiba of imam or should I make the sajdas?
First of all, it is almost impossible for you to lose a sajda if you're praying with the imam. But I will hypothetically say, what happens if I forgot a mandatory thing? I did not say Subhana Rabbi al-A'la. Or I added and this happens a lot. And when the people in the prostration position and the imam says Allahu Akbar in the second rak'ah, a lot of people stand thinking that it's the third, when everybody else is sitting. So they're standing and then they open their eyes, whoops, everybody is sitting, they come down. They've added something to prayer. Scholars say that you are one of two. If you've started the prayer with the imam, meaning that you don't have to complete after salam, you've prayed the four rak'ahs with the imam fully, then whatever mistakes you do, your prayer is valid. With the exception of missing al-Fatiha in one of the rak'ahs. Because this means that a pillar is gone, you have to complete it after the salah. But if you missed one or two or more rak'ahs and you made a mistake, you have to rectify this mistake by offering sujood as-sahw. Not only that, imagine that if I came in the third rak'ah and the imam had done a mistake before, and after he offered salam, I cannot offer salam, I have to stand up. So I stand up and he says Allahu Akbar and prostrates. I continue my prayer. It's not my business. I continue my prayer, but after I conclude my prayer and offer salam, I offer to sujood. I didn't make a mistake, but scholars say because I must follow my imam. So I hope this answers your question.
Sheikh, question is that if I do not take into consideration these classifications that which you have just done, and I do it either before the salam or after the salam, is it valid?
Some scholars say that whenever you do it, it's valid. Others, like Shaykh al-Islam bin Taymiyyah, Shaykh bin Uthaymeen, they all say that the Prophet ﷺ did not do it before and after just for the heck of it. And he felt like doing it before and then he did it after. Just he didn't have anything better to do. Astaghfirullah, a'udhu billah. So definitely whatever the Prophet did was for a purpose, for a legitimate reason, and that is why we have to pray like he prayed. And this classification was put to you by Shaykh bin Uthaymeen, before him Shaykh Islam bin Taymiyyah, and all the great scholars of Islam, and Imam Ahmad before, stating that before and after has a legitimate reason. However, the majority of scholars say if you do it before salam, it's valid. Yes, Ashi.
Sheikh, what if I say Allahu Akbar twice in the beginning? And the second question is, if I am praying towards, not towards the Qibla, and then I realize after the Salah that that is not the Qibla, supposing this is the direction of the Qibla, what do I do in that case?
Regarding saying Allahu Akbar twice, this is an increase. You have increased something, so you have to offer salutation, salam, and then offer your forgetfulness prostration. Regarding the diversion of the Qibla, if it is within 30 degrees, this is applicable. If the Qibla is there and I pray this way, it's okay. If I pray this way, it's okay. But if I pray 90 degrees or more, or to the back, then I would have to check, why did I do this? If it was done completely by mistake, it's different than if it was done due to the fact that I was lazy to ask. A lot of the Muslims go and pray in different countries, lazy. They don't go ask the reception, where is the east? They don't ask the Islamic center, where is the Qibla? They just say, yeah, this looks like a good direction. And they pray to it. This is wrong. So he has to pray the prayer again. Yes, brother.
Some people offer the sujood as-sahu just before the durood in the at-tahiyyat with salam on the right only. Is that valid or not? I'm talking of Hanfi school of thought.
I don't know about this. I know that the position to offer sujood as-sahu is after at-tahiyyat and after as-salawat al-ibrahimiyya, just before salam. And we do not call it durood because durood is not an Arabic word. It's salat or tashahhud. As-salatu ala nabi alayhi salatu wasalam. So you offer it after you finish all of this, before salam. So you offer it and then you offer as-salam twice to the right and to the left.
If the Imam falters and he remembers, then he should go back to the sujood after standing up. But the musalli who are on the second floor, the third floor, how do they come to know that the Imam has changed the position?
They know by observing those in front of them.
No, but the floor is totally different. The floor is totally different.
Well, this is their problem. The scholars say that it is essential that those praying elsewhere are able to see the rows in front of them, or to see the rows who are able to see the Imam, so that the prayer would be connected and they would be in congregation. And if they are in a different row and they do not know what the Imam is doing, they will know after maybe one rak'ah. This happens a lot in prayer halls of women, when the Imam is reciting a surah and then he offers prostration of recitation, and the majority of women don't know that this is sujood al-tilawa, so they bow. And the Imam, once he goes Allahu Akbar and stands to continue, this is Allahu Akbar, he says Sami Allahu liman hamida. They realize that they have done something wrong, and all things are mixed up and chaos takes place. And that is why it is essential that people see those in front of them, those who can see the Imam, so that they could follow suit. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have. However, I believe that you may think of other questions about the sujood as-sahw or the prostration of forgetfulness. Until we meet next time, I'll leave you fi amanillah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.